Clermont-Ferrand this time, to the Charade racetrack for the final round of the BMW M2 Cup. Unfortunately on my own. So originally, as you may recall, there was this special promotion with my sponsor to share the ride with me to Clermont-Ferrand, but unfortunately the winner had to bail out at the last minute due to personal reasons. So yeah, while certainly understandable, also was looking forward to have a conversation partner on the way to the track and also back afterwards. But anyway, I have to make do with myself. So yeah, what to expect for the last round? So if we look at the standings, I'm in second, but nothing's really decided yet. So the top three, I think, are in the most serious contention, but then down to 8th, everyone mathematically is still in there. And as you've seen in these kind of one-make series, it's often not just mathematically, but more a matter of who has which form on the day, and then there might be at the front or at the very back or somewhere stuck in between. So yeah, everything's possible, and let's see what happens. The track itself, definitely an entirely different beast compared to the previous track. So this one is properly long and also properly difficult. Think about 4 kilometers and up and down with the corners, and yeah, so certainly have a good amount of respect for that, and it will also be a challenge to start learning this track in not the longest amount of time that we have for the practice. Yeah, so that's then on the menu for this weekend, and I'm now driving down to France, and as usual I'll give you an update once I'm close to Clermont-Ferrand. So I'm now past the final toll station on the French highway, and I'm getting close to my destination for today, Clermont-Ferrand. And the only other thing that I've thought about on the quite long journey is that I'm sort of glad that this is the final race of that series, because when you look back over the past weeks, I had a fair amount of races, not every weekend, but sort of close. So the 3 races in Sweden were all basically back to back. And if we then take the extended travel to China into account as well, so there was still pretty sort of taxing weeks and months for me, because I'm not used to this. I'm more used to sim racing and doing the regular league races as such, but this is an entirely different animal here, so to speak, and therefore, yeah. So I can certainly reveal I don't have anything else planned in terms of real life racing for the rest of the year. I need to work on my racing licenses if I want to move further. And I can, yeah, at least start to feel that I'm basically doing this during my holiday break from my studies over summer. And yeah, so this on the one hand, I'm still of course keen and excited to have another race and even have a fair shot at the overall championship. But at the same time, yeah, I'm certainly happy that there won't be any immediate race afterwards, at least for the near future. So apart from this looks like they're like the roundabouts here in Clermont-Ferrand. But yeah, at least there won't be any on the track tomorrow, and yeah, that's where I will see you on the track. So we're now at the track. First corner is a long left-hander. You don't have to brake, you can if you need the extra stability. You're approaching a tight right-hander hairpin. Not easy to get traction out of. Next one is a right-left combination. Totally off the gas and then position yourself right for the short uphill straight. Next one, left-hander, a bit of off-camber. It's difficult to get traction. And here as well, despite this thing being flat. Next one is tricky. A right-hander tightens into a tight left-hander opening on a long straight. Again, you want to get all the traction that you have to get a good exit speed. Here, brake just below the 50 mark. Very tight, long right hairpin that I sort of missed here. Missed the apex. Now uphill, left-right combination, you can't take it flat. You want to take it as fast as you can. And here I was a bit, too optimistic and had a cut on the inside. Now on the back straight. This lap is invalid. And we brake before the 30 mark. Here I'm letting the car behind just go by. This is very steep uphill, steeper than it looks. Into a second gear, right-hand hairpin, still up the hill, still very steep. So all the exit speed that you need is important. This one just a bit of a lift, maybe, and here also lifts, and you can then work with the steering to turn the car. I'm hugging the inside, others take other lines. This one is flat, or should be ideally flat. And then last corner, this is wider than it looks. And again, uphill, downhill, and then back on the start finish straight.
Fastest lap for Lamberts, 157.42, P16. That's a new fastest lap for Kamina, 157.27.
So that was the tour. Now onto my actual qualifying lap.
156.76.
And I can already spill the beans. This is going to be the fastest lap. I had serious trouble not cutting the track and getting all the apexes that I wanted. Because all this uphill downhill was really tough on the arms.
Fastest lap for Ostman, 156.58.
And I would suspect.
Okay.
And I would suspect I would have found a few tenths with some more time in the gym before the race. Again, this is a track that's definitely separating the men from the boys, and yeah, we'll see where on the scale I will end up in the end. This was now halfway decent at least.
Alright Andy, 10 minutes to go, that's 10 minutes left.
This wasn't also too bad. At least not a cut warning this time. It's very, very difficult to position the car, it's always sliding. I'm not sure how well this comes across here. This is the line through here. Again, you want to be early on the gas. And yeah, the front tires are worked hard. But it's not too bad because the tires have some time to cool down, unlike in some of the other tracks where we had no chance. But to cook your tires here, it was okay. You just felt it when the tires were starting to go off. Sometimes you want the slide, such as here, to position the car without braking. Or here that you basically slide down the hill. And here I almost lost it, but I could just hang on. Don't lose this lap as well. I'm not sure I lost that much here.
Fastest lap for Lamberts, 156.45, P9. Good lap. That's your quickest today. You're currently 0.6 off the pace.
That was the fastest, and the only one that was that fast and valid. I had a few that were a smidge faster, but I disallowed in the end, and it wouldn't have made much of a difference. So with a few hundredths more, I would have been 12th in the end. So not that much better, but I wouldn't have been able to do the 56.7. So here we are, and if we look at the grid, for Cade is 11 and Fjordberg is 16. So the top three outside of the points. So a bit anticlimactic, if you want, that the three championship leaders
Andy,
at least not
ready.
in the points by default. So let's see what we can do in the race. And for Cade is the yellow-grey car to the left. Notice this special classic starting position they have here at this very, very classic track.
Hold your line. Hold your line.
And here
Clear
someone
right.
muscles past.
Right side. You're on the left, 3 wide.
I'm trying to muscle back.
On your right.
That doesn't work.
Right side. Clear right.
But sometimes I'm a bit rough, so the others can be too.
On your left.
And this is Karma, so he
Car
gets
left.
that place
Clear
back.
left. Left side. Clear left.
Yellow flag.
And is T-boned for good measure by someone behind. So that problem was solved, and I'm now directly behind for Kate, but still well outside the points. The points start at 10ths, so they use normal scoring here in the series. So let's see what we can do here. You see the other cars also are struggling for grip, just as I have. Here I expected full that someone would end up in the wall, but I was amazed that they could hold that. That's why I lost a little bit of time here, expecting a crash that didn't come. At least I didn't have to worry about the braking point for this one. I have a bit of space here.
Right side. Clear right.
Yeah, and here the normal sort of pile up when a fast straight goes into a very tight corner. I'm taking a bit wide lines, but maybe that line also works. I found this one better suited for me. And here I hope that I wouldn't lose touch to 4K already after the first lap, because that gap was a bit too large at this point for my liking. At least I didn't have pressure coming from behind. And I had no idea what happened at the
is leading the race.
high end of the field, whether there's anyone going up in the standings by simply winning and getting the championship with all the top 3 mired in the lower part of the field. Yeah, so for Kate is really struggling for grip, but there is no chance to go even alongside here. There's one line for these corner combinations, and one line only. I need a good exit here, which I got, sort of.
We've had a cut warning. Keep it tidy, please, Andy.
Car left. Clear left.
So
Car right.
yeah, I'm coming a bit too wide, leaving the door open, and then he muscles back through. And here I thought, okay, if he wins the championship with this maneuver, then yeah, he can have it. It's certainly deserved then. Doing this kind of switchback up the hill to the left right-hander. And now the guys behind have caught up after the small incidents in the first lap. But yeah, for Kate is really struggling for grip. I was also struggling for grip, so maybe heard the tires squealing, so it wasn't just him. And at least I'm now decently close to hopefully exploit any mistake he makes.
The guy behind has just done a 159.00.
Yeah, the first corner always was a bit of a lottery depending on the state of the tires, so I had no idea how the car would actually behave. And yeah, they stand in their own way, but again, there is just one line here through these corners. I wish the track would have been a bit wider,
clear left.
but the advantage is I also have an easy time closing the door. Try to short shift. And yeah, I'm probably a bit too far away to do anything here. And again, missing the
track limits, watch those lines.
Limits on the exit.
Minutes left. Okay, Andy, relax, focus, keep it smooth.
Oh, and they're having serious trouble.
On your right.
Can I muscle through now?
Hold your line. Clear
Nope.
right.
He seems to have really been expert on this corner, but I have no chance there whatsoever.
Make him do all the work. Focus on your exits. Keep it between the white lines or we'll get a penalty.
On your left.
Okay, that was that.
Hold your line. Clear left.
He has even worse traction than me. I suspect maybe he fiddled some last minute stuff with his setup and now he's paying the price with a very unstable rear. And he's also eaten by Pardal behind. Which doesn't change anything. I'm still way out of the points.
Now in the lead. The gap to Dumont ahead is now 1.0 seconds. P12.
Pardal behind seems to be on a roll.
56.90.
Finally getting this corner right. And getting this corner right. But I'm way too far away to do anything here, so I simply have to play catch up. At least I lost Pardal behind. I seem to struggle on the exit of that hairpin and can't really take the speed on this long back straight. And Pardal is already again in my rearview mirror. But again, there's only one line here on this straight as well, and if you keep the inside closed for the next one, then there is no dice getting past. That's why you see me hugging the inside line maybe a bit more than need to for the ideal line. Oops, sorry, but yeah, no harm done. Everyone's struggling for traction there. Again, I wish that the track would be wider, because here oftentimes are faster and yeah, don't have any chance to go by. Or some push to pass, but I guess that in the Audi was
Sectors 2 and 3 are
just a luxury to have.
Sector 1 is 0.34 off the pace.
And here I guess it would be a blessing or a curse, because you have so few overtaking points that you can't really counter if someone uses push to pass in the right spot.
Is now leading.
And again missing the corner, but again this is very tricky to get right, and with increasing time behind the wheel I started to notice my arms. You try to wrestle the car where I actually want to have.
Clear right.
Your front tyres are looking a little hot.
So I guess that was the blessing side of this narrow track, that a Pardal behind couldn't do anything if I was simply standing in the way.
Yellow flag.
Oh,
Right side. 3 wide. You're
thanks
on the left.
guys. That's of course
clear,
helpful.
green.
Clear right.
So now I'm the first one in the top 3 in the points. Not that I did much to earn that. And I have 2 cars between me and 4K, so that's also something. Now the question is, of course, can I catch up to those in front? Because that cost us something like 1.5 seconds there.
Car right. Clear right.
Okay, Andy, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left.
At this point,
That's
this
half
felt
distance. The fuel's okay. P10.
on the one hand longer than 10 minutes, based on how my arms and my upper body felt, but also shorter than 10 minutes because it hadn't been that much laps that I'd done. So yeah, that was kind of a mixed in between feeling at this halfway mark.
The gap to Bonk in front is now 2.0.
One advantage of not being under pressure is I can finally pay extra attention to get all the apexes and all the exits right, instead of just having to hug the inside so that the others don't stuck their noses in.
There's a white flag.
Except when you miss the apex here, which is very easy to do because it come there with very high speed. But I seem to make some headway on Bonk ahead, so that's good. He will go way further ahead the last lap. And I'm still not seeing anything in my rearview mirror. Yeah, so traction is difficult to find, and it certainly doesn't get better during the race. And the front tires also seem to be a little bit gone.
All three sectors are 2/10 off the pace.
Yeah, so that's
Watch the
the
track
front
limits. We'll get
tires
a penalty
going on
if we don't.
vacation.
White flag, mate. Richardson is now in the lead. Dumont is reeling you in. The gap's now 0.40.
At least it's Dumont and not
half your fuel
Fouquet.
left.
I'm not making as much headway as I wanted to.
Alright, Andy, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
So there are three cars fighting, but they don't seem to slow themselves down terribly. Wow, Bonk passing Shift on the outside. Can you make it stick? Yes, so next one is
Car
Schick.
ahead is Schicked.
And again
Come on,
slid
track
wide,
limits, keep it between the lines.
because the front tires were now sometimes really off. So I had to adjust a little bit.
Car right. Clear right.
No, I didn't want to outbrake him, we were just... I brake normally and they braked apparently a bit early. So there is one big procession up ahead. But it doesn't really help me at this point. Unless they're having another spin like they had before.
Left
Whoa,
side.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Again.
Yellow flag.
Sorry.
Clear left.
Okay, Andy,
Yeah.
watch the track limits, please. Green flag, incident clear. That's 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes. You've got 10
That
minutes
was
of fuel
me
remaining.
being a bit optimistic. or them braking early, I couldn't tell at this point. I didn't feel like that brake that early.
The gap to Bonk ahead is increasing. It's now 1.6.
But I should have taken into account. At least he's right behind me, so not that much lost. And I gained a place. So now 2 places ahead of Forcade, which I think would make a difference here still. And Fieldback is still well out of the points. And again, I have no idea what happens at the front. Whether there's someone getting ready for the big jump in the standings. Bonk seems to be on a roll, passing the next car.
Push, we can get this guy. P9.
And I'm also running out of time. So I'm a bit more cautious in braking.
Clear right.
There is no traction. Decent exit. But again, caution was a bit more on my mind. I didn't want to lose the 2 points, whereas Forcade still out of the points, because I still can see Schicht in my rear mirror.
Your left front tyre is running hot.
They are struggling. Bonk is especially struggling.
Okay, Andy.
Braking, he's sliding. Can I muscle pass?
Hold your line. Still there.
Outside.
Hold your
Okay.
line. Clear
Balls to
left.
the wall. Yes.
Stewards have warned us about track limits.
So
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes. P8.
8th. But Forcade is now past Schicht, so it doesn't really help me that much.
Watch those track limits or we'll get a penalty. Ostman is now leading. Please watch the track limits.
So cars start sliding all over the place, but here, yeah, no chance of making headway. Not a good exit. Can I do something with this?
Car left. Hold your line.
On one hand, yes, but I'm now
You're in the middle.
a bit
Clear
too
right.
far on the outside, and
Clear
Bonk
all
goes
round.
through. So that was maybe a bit robust on my end, but yeah, I got the instant payback that Bonk is now through again. So nothing gained. And I hope that Smurl is behind with at least keep Forcade behind. Not sure whether this would make any difference at this point. But I wasn't in the mood to do live maths.
Richardson is leading the race. Last lap.
So last lap. Will there be any changes?
right. Clear right.
Probably not.
Okay, Andy, we estimate you've got 5 minutes of fuel remaining.
Because the track is way too narrow to exploit even those mishaps or when they're standing in each other's way. This was a good exit, but this is too far away to make anything useful at this point, and I didn't feel like the sort of banzai maneuvers.
Car left, clear left.
I seem to have spooked them, but again, no chance here. There is only one line. It is a great track, don't get me wrong, but it could use a few more clear overtaking points or longer races. But it's not really that suited for these short sprints, when you only have a few places where you can actually make things stick.
E8, that's the finish. Well done.
So I'm 8th, for Katie's 10th, Fjordberg is 11th. Let's see who has won. And most importantly and most interestingly, let's see what the final standings are. So we have Richardson winning, Pervish in 2nd, Ostman in 3rd. If you look at the fastest laps, so all at the front were fighting all the time, so they still have terrible fast laps, and everyone who at some point had an open track has a good lap. So I'm 3rd overall only. So Richardson with the win. So, how to make sense of it all? And here I'm leaving the hotel a bit later than I wanted, but of course we celebrated the end of the championship in style. Yeah, so Richardson with his 2nd overall win in the series, as you've seen, clinched the championship. And so it didn't really matter what Forcade or Fjordberg or myself back there did with him winning. If we had been 2nd, then this would have been more interesting, but here in the current outcome it would have been the same thing. If I would have finished 1 place ahead, that would have been 2 points more, and then I would have finished 2nd overall, so that's a bit of a pity. But it is how it is. Yeah, everyone else behind the top 3 has done a sort of clear distance behind. And am I happy overall? And how many roundabouts do they have here in Clermont-Ferrand? Anyway, am I happy? Well, I'm mainly happy that it's over, so to speak, because as I hinted at in the overall preview, these were a large number of races over the past weeks, and this one was especially tough with this up and down and the car sliding all the time, so the G-forces in the car were very high. So yeah, I'm happy it's over. I'm happy I'm 3rd. I would be more happy if I were 2nd, but I think 3rd is still a fine result. And yeah, now I'm also happy that I can take the road back home again. And I will give an update as usual when I'm closer to there. And one more roundabout apparently to go through. So the street signs are becoming familiar again. It's a bit later and darker than I wanted it to be, but on the other hand, it was nice being sort of flat out in my own car after having been flat out in my race car. Hang on.
Live.
Oh, sorry. Radio. Yeah, wanting to tell me where the traffic jams are, but yeah, I don't care. I'm basically there. So, looking to the future, I don't have any immediate real-life racing series planned, so just more sim racing content then on my channel. What I will definitely do is keep working on my racing licenses later this year, so that I have the opportunity in the future. What's he doing? Okay. Yeah, so that I have the opportunity in the future to take part in more racing series and probably also on a higher level. So stay tuned for future announcements regarding next real-life racing events. And what I also will probably do is, in that case, have another promotion for the ride share to that event. So keep an eye out for that one as well. Otherwise, see you on track.